All right, guys, welcome to a special episode here of the Notorious 508 Boxing Podcast. Shamrock here, my man AJ Rivera, and tonight, absolute beast mode, Jesse Davis. That last fight at the Palladium, you got to follow, man. You had that place pumped up. Great fight, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Uh, AJ, take it over.
All right. So first and foremost, everyone, this is Jesse Davis. He had his pro debut this past June. Uh, relentless, relentless motherfucker right here. Doesn't stop throwing. He's gonna can try to continue on the win streak come September 15th. Um, Jesse, talk about it. Where are you from? When did you start fighting, and how'd you get into fighting?
So I love to shout out my small town of Canterbury, Connecticut. We have like 200 people, 100 of which are farmers. And so I've always wanted to be the most famous person from my little village. And with an opportunity that you've given me, I'm well on my way. So let's get that out of the way. And I started fighting because I was super overweight. Now I'm just called a heavyweight, which is nice compared to the MMA world where you still have to cut weight. So I got into boxing after trying my hand at MMA, and I found Paul Rude Dog Iannuzzi out here in the middle of nowhere in a chicken coop, and that's where my journey began 3 years ago of boxing. That's it.
Rude Dog, the oldest pro debut in boxing history.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. You guys have been great. A lot of good fighters are coming out of there. I think Paul's really taking a step up. I love it. I love that you guys are fighting on these cards with us. Connecticut, man. Connecticut fight is all over the place.
It's really cool to have the Northeast is big and fighting, and it always has been. And it's nice to be a part of that rich history. I don't mind that I'm overshadowed by some of the greatest boxers of all time. I'm glad to just be the 150th best boxer from New England because there's been so many talented world record breaking boxers from my area. And just to be part of it has been an awesome journey that I'm already pretty proud of. And anything else here is just bonus. It's all bonus. And I'm excited.
So you started this journey 3 years ago. You clearly took a liking to it. You must be some type of crazy because anyone who likes boxing, they likes to get punched in the face and stuff. It's crazy. But
Yeah.
what made you say like fuck it, let's do this pro thing?
So
It's like 3 years is not a long amateur career. So like what made you just be like, all right, we're gonna go pro?
So Paul holds events here, amateur tournaments and everything. He saw my first ever fight and he said, I think you have the ability to turn pro one day. And given he was drinking a little heavily at the time, but I believe, and I just went all in. And that was when I've only been at the gym for 3 months before I had my first show. And I was in the Golden Gloves within 6 months in the finals, within 8 months. And I was a Golden Gloves finalist 8 months in, and which was really cool because that mirrored Paul's career when he first started with his trainer. Within his first 6, he was a Golden Gloves champion, and I really have always held dear the fact that our careers have somewhat mirrored each other's in that aspect. And so once he had faith in me, I just said, "All right, screw it, we're in. I'm going to try my hardest, and I can take a punch, and he'll teach me how to throw punches and be defensive and keep me safe. And here we are 3 years later.
Did you get hit in that last fight? Did you even take?
I think I got hit once or twice. Mainly, the worst injury I sustained from that fight was my hands hurting because it was like hitting the side of a car door. That guy, he was built like a brick shit house,
Yeah.
and I couldn't for a couple of days after the fact, but it was worth it. And yeah, my dream has always been to end a fight with crash into the body, crash into the body. And the fact that I was able to do it in my debut, make him quit with the body shots, has been a dream come true on top of becoming a professional. And so it was a great culmination of years of dreaming and training and sacrifice that I not only
Manifesting.
a lot of my friends won't forget. I'm so glad we packed out the house. But it was only worth so much because there were so many people that I cared about that were able to witness it. If no one else that I cared about was there, it wouldn't mean as much.
So was your pro debut everything you expected, or did it exceed expectations? Like, how was that? Was it nerve-wracking? Like, what did you feel?
I felt terrible. I felt awful. The day of the fight was the worst I probably have ever felt out of any single day in my entire life. I really wanted to quit and run away. I don't know how to explain it. I kind of related it to, I'm like, this must be what women feel like when they're going through their time of the month. Because I felt every emotion, every other second, full tilt, and I didn't know how to react. I was mean and I wanted to run away and hide. I didn't know what to do. But when the judges came in and put on my gloves, I could not stop smiling. I couldn't stop smiling once I was in the ring. And that was the greatest relief, the greatest release of pressure I've ever felt in my entire life, was step into the ring with those gloves on. I'm smiling just thinking about it because I could not stop smiling that whole fight. You could probably still see it.
I was going to have a question for you. You didn't look angry. You look like you were having fun. Like, oh,
I was having.
Which is the scary part, because it's like, I'm not mad or serious that this guy's trying to take my head off. I'm just genuinely enjoying putting my knuckles on his body.
I've tried the whole like tough guy thing. I've tried psyching myself out to be angry. I've tried to bring myself to a dark place, but I can't do it. And because I'm just so happy to be in there, it's, I don't know. That's just how it is. There's no other feeling other than pure joy and excitement. I love for what, 3 minutes, 4 rounds. So for 12 minutes, I get everyone looking at me and I'm happy. I can't be angry. I'm just ecstatic to be in there throwing punches.
Now that you've gotten your pro debut out the way, will we expect, or will we see anything different? Because usually those first fight jitters, guys don't normally fight like themselves. They kind of just let, the jitters take them away. Would we see a different style, or is Jesse gonna be Jesse?
Yeah, no, that's it. That's how I've always been. I don't have the power that a 280 pounder should have, but something I do have is volume and a huge gas tank. And so that will always be there until I'm old and retired. So that is going to be how I do it. That's the most fun, throwing tons of punches as fast as I can, moving my head, try to have great head movement for a heavyweight. That was on display for a moment in the corner. He probably threw 20 punches. He had me in the corner. I was able to move my head, slip just about everything. And then he's done. This is where I really pride myself, is when they're tired, that's when I step forward. And that's where I'm smiling and having the most fun, is I get that burst of energy when I see them take a breath. I'm ready.
You probably could have stopped him earlier if you like strategically set up, like, because you just went like all out. If you had like strategically placed those you probably, because that you were killing that body. That body was, that dude had nothing left. He, like, you were taking away any strength he had to throw, because he was throwing haymakers. But then when you were killing the body, he didn't even have the strength to like hold his hands up anymore.
So yeah, so that's part of the deal. Is I've only been doing this for 3 years. It's funny. I found my contract in the old file cabinet here. I signed up January 1st, 2021. So I've been doing this for 3.5 years, and so I'm still learning so much. And luckily, I'm a great listener, and Paul is a great speaker. So he's going to help me develop some of the things that you just brought up, because he agrees with you. And so I'm going to try to do that. as well, with blending the volume that I can bring as a heavyweight. But learning that strategic matches
So
still tough.
when Paul's gone, who's training you?
So Paul is never gone for too long. He's always visiting here. I just keep myself in shape, and then he either comes up every other week, or tomorrow I'm actually heading down there to train for 2 weeks until the fight, and then he's going to come up for that third week. So these next 3 weeks will be together. But while the in between, the couple days that he's not here, I just keep myself in shape. And Dylan is running the gym in Brooklyn, and he knows more boxing than I'll ever even fathom about learning. So he keeps me sharp. I keep myself in shape, and Paul rounds out all the edges and adds a specific strategy to help us win our fights. And that's how we do it. And
what was it like when the fight ended and you saw Paul? Because he's an emotional guy. He's all heart. I'm telling you that. And when he got up on the ring after your fight was called, he looked like he was about to explode.
right.
What were his words for you on the ring?
It was surprising that it wasn't that what you thought it would be, considering both of our personalities. I'm super emotional. I can listen to a sad song and I start crying. Paul is super invested. He's very emotional. Jill, usually when I see her start to cry, I start to cry when she gets going. But I think we were all just I was just so happy. They were just feeding off the happiness, and we really didn't say much of anything. I was just laughing, and he was just patting me on the back. It's funny that it was the opposite of what you would think, knowing us, how it would have gone. It was just all hugs and high fives, and then we also had to get ready for Dylan in a couple of fights. So
I love watching Paul in the corners because I don't know if it was both of you, if it was one of you, I forgot which one of you it was, but when I looked at him, Paul was like beating you up in the corner.
yeah, can't breathe, that guy sometimes.
He's like throwing combinations at your chest and shit. I'm like, oh my goodness, Paul. I loved it.
I'm trying to breathe, and he's hitting me right in the solar plex like 15 times as fast as I can, trying to emphasize the point. I'm trying not to push him off of me because that will look bad. But man, yeah, he really peppers the chest there, and yeah, he hit for an old man, so it's tough to breathe in the corner. I have a hard time breathing in the corner, catching my breath.
He's got the old man strength.
Yeah, he does.
His knockout
Yeah, he
was
does.
real. I've watched that over and over. That was a real KO. Like it was crazy. His celebration after was phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's an emotional guy, you know. It was awesome though. You hit the Ultimate Warrior celebration. That was my favorite part of the whole thing. You shook the ropes. It was phenomenal with the crowd that was there too. It was great, absolutely great.
Yes, he shook the ropes for like 1 second. In my mind, when I watched the fight, I was like, man, I want to do that someday. I want to shake the ropes with the crowd going crazy. And so, yeah, he did a little shake, and then when I got my chance,
almost broke my damn ring.
Surprisingly easy. I was pumped with adrenaline there. I could have ripped those things off.
Does Jesse have an opponent yet, AJ?
He does. He does. Jesse will be fighting Tadu Costa from Brazil. And she is a vet of 4 or 5 fights.
I think he has 5. I think he fought Jake Paradise that night, and that was his 5th fight.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
okay.
Give Jake good work. So it's kind of the same trajectory. You know, I saw how tough and how well and how in shape Jesse was that night. And I kind of started thinking to myself, like, okay, to kind of see where he's at, I can kind of start to test him with and see how he does with some guys that other guys who have double the fights, triple the fights Jesse does has fought. You know, because what Jake's got what 10 or 11 fights by now. You know,
Yeah.
so it's I'm trying to see, you know, on to the next one, on to the next one. And then we know where we could take these steps.
Yeah, that's exciting. I appreciate every opportunity, and so I don't have a big ego for better or worse. I'm not afraid to lose. Everything I've done is more than I ever thought I would be. Like I said before, this is all bonus, so I'm never
So
been afraid of.
what I will tell you is because I know you're a little body snatcher. The last guy was shorter than you. This guy's taller than you.
Yeah, way taller.
So it's actually good to experience like you're getting something different. You know, you had a short bulldog, stocky guy for a pro debut. Now you're getting a taller heavyweight. You're gonna learn how to fight both fights. And with this fight, the body's gonna be there because obviously he's taller than you. But I can only stress the jab. The jab is what's gonna get you inside.
Yeah,
Jab is what's gonna bull rush you inside to get to the body because he's so tall.
right. I've working that left arm. I try to make the jab my best punch, to use it offensively and defensively. And so this will be another great opportunity to all this work I've been putting into it, see if I can get it to pay off on the bright light, under the bright light.
What what could we expect? Or what would you like to happen? Or you know, what do you plan to showcase? Like, give us a little sneak peek. Like, what do we expect to have? Are you planning on taking them out in the first round? Are you planning on getting some rounds in and letting them take them to deep waters?
I'm hoping I can do what I did. I'm trying to match my last fight there. If I can get in the third round, keep my defense for the first 2 rounds and slam that body with not just slam it once or twice. I got throw 15 punch combinations to the body. That is something that I have that so far I haven't seen other heavyweights do at my level. And so I'm going to be throwing combos while demonstrating good defense because I don't want to get hit. I really don't want to get hit by these big guys. And so I'm going to try to put on a nice 40-piece combo, maybe like last time. And I want to end with another body, TKO or however it is labeled with body shots. That's the goal.
It'd be nice if you got a body shot KO.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like folded right away, boom.
Folded, dude doesn't want to get up because his body's hurting. You maybe probably broke a rib or two.
That's the dream. That's the next dream. That's the next dream. Hopefully.
He wants to break somebody's rib. All right.
Yeah. I'm a
What
nice guy.
do you have any I know it's a little early in your career and I know you're a nice guy. So we're not necessarily saying like, oh, you know, you gotta fight me or whatever, but do you have any people in mind that like you would like to fight someday?
I mean, ideally, if I could ever get to Popeye's weight, and that would be awesome if I could fight freaking Popeye. That would be a huge. I would totally get destroyed, but that would be awesome. That would be a huge seller. That would be super cool. That'll never happen because I'll never lose weight, and I pray to God he doesn't gain weight. And but that would be the most fun. That's someone I have a tremendous amount of respect for, and I love the way he fights. That would be like that'd be like playing against Tom Brady, as an NFL player. Like that would just be crazy. That would be cool.
So all right, what about at your weight? Anyone in the locally that like you're like, you know what? Like maybe not right now, but maybe a couple fights down the line, a few fights down the line. You're like, I would like to get in the ring, share a ring with that person.
Honestly, the only person I know is Jake, and Jake's been doing this a long time. I've been following him for a couple years now. He has an amazing story, and no disrespect to anybody else, but he is a prominent name, and he is the top guy right now that I can think of, especially with your promotions. And he's been a real inspiration, and that would be something that would be quite surreal if there was ever a chance that we were squaring off in the squared circle.
I like
Just
that
because,
idea. I love Jake. I think you're great. You're coming up. I think that would be a great fight. I was thinking
Yeah.
maybe get the strap, Jesse. You never know.
Yeah, this will be so he's already got the Massachusetts state title. If he wins September 15th, he'll have the New England title.
yeah, see, he's done so much there's so much that he's like I said, he's had about 10 fights. I'm still getting my feet wet and learning so much. Um, like I said, September 15th is, the biggest fight of my life. The next fight's always the next biggest fight of my life. And I always, well, always as in the first time, but this time I'll be enjoying watching him fight again. Um, just because he's come from such a dark place and a low place that he's told us about to rise to what would be my dream to come from where he has come from to be where he's at is super inspirational and would be an honor to ever have to meet each other and something that we both love doing.
Jake's another
Oh, yeah,
body killer.
that would definitely be a very respectable, kind of like fairy tale, like for both of you guys, because you started late in the game, he started, late in the game as well. Um, you know, do you have any sponsors, any important people that you also want to shout out?
Oh yeah, number one restaurant is DeAndre's Woodstock Trading Post. They have the best chicken wings. That's how I keep my strength and my figure is eating there. And
All 283 of you.
yeah, I'm really hoping I'm down to 280 at this next weigh-in. We'll see.
And then Paul will be like,
Um,
nice. You lost
yeah,
another 3 pounds.
little by little. That's how progress is made, little bits at a time. Um, but yeah, they're my biggest sponsor, and he's a real good friend of mine as well. We played football together before we both
Where's his
started boxing.
Where's his restaurant out of?
Woodstock, Connecticut. So it's just below the Massachusetts border. And he's joining the family business. His father's from Albania, came over here. He's got a crazy story. Started opening up restaurants, and he's following his father's footsteps. And we met playing football. Then he joined the gym, and he's been with me since we started this whole boxing thing, which has been really cool. And he owns a business, so it was awesome to have a friend sponsor me for my first pro fight. It was really cool.
That's what's up. That's dope. That's really
Yeah.
dope. I'm gonna have to check that spot out. You said this the best chicken wings?
Yes, bar none. I'm willing to bet. I'll buy you another plate if you don't like them, and then if you don't like them, I'll eat them.
So you win regardless.
Yeah, that's right.
And anyone else? Anyone else you want to give some shout outs to?
Um, just Root Dog Boxing is, the best gym I think in New England as far as a community goes. Hardworking people, really humble and nice people here at Root Dog Boxing. I can go on for a lot longer, but anyone in the area should just check out Root Dog Boxing to see what we've built, what Paul's built here. It's a different culture. It's a different atmosphere than any other gym in the Northeast. I'd say the States, but definitely the Northeast. And the Northeast, like we talked about earlier, is rich in gyms and fighting history.
Indeed, it is.
Other than that, shout out to you for putting me on this cool podcast and for even giving me a chance to accomplish my dreams and for reaching out to Paul and getting this whole thing started.
No problem. Paul was super easy to work with. He was fun to work with. I enjoyed it. You guys were great to work with. Um, I look forward to continuing to see, what we can do together.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. September 15th, chapter 2.
Let's go. Let's go.
Mike, you got anything else for Jesse?
I'm good, man. I'm impressed so far. I mean, I'm pumped for the show. I mean, the venue is phenomenal. I think I've said that every time we go out there to Springfield. There's not a bad seat in the whole place. Plenty of room. It's phenomenal. I'm looking forward to it, Jesse. Let's get this
Mike.
W. Let's get this W.
I will certainly try my hardest, and I'll be having the most fun doing it either way.
Love it.
He's
Love
gonna Mike's the guy that's gonna create a highlight reel of you knocking this guy out.
Okay.
I got the last one. I had to pause for a little bit, but I got those other fights too. I got to get out there. I
Okay.
had the view. I was under, like, when you had that dude in the corner over by where we were all sitting. It's
Yeah.
crazy to watch. You were unloading on that dude. I got to put that out there.
Yeah,
That
so
was
that's what
right there, too.
you need to be able to feel what I feel, and I think that's what makes not only being a great boxer but entertainer. I want you to have fun. Everyone needs to have fun, and I try to interact with the crowd a little bit without being too cocky. But people want that experience, and I'm working on that
It's
crowd.
confidence. It's confidence. It's not cocky. You have every right to express yourself how you feel fit in that ring. You've earned
Hell
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. Love
that's
it.
how I.
Well, thank you for joining us, Jesse. I appreciate you. I look forward to I'll see you guys come weigh in time, and I'll see you guys on fight night.
I'll see you, man. Thank you so much.
Jesse, thank
No
you.
problem.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.